Well, you gotta love a day when everything's green, and that's what happened today. Um, I had no red spots on my screen at all, um, and it all has to do with the temporary ceasefire in the Middle East. But I did make a mistake that I corrected today, and I'll get into it. Like I mentioned previously, I've sold a bunch of covered calls for my shares of Google, AST Space Mobile, and Rocket Lab. And the covered calls for ASTS and Google were getting pretty close to their strike price, so I bought them back, the covered calls. It cost me a pretty penny, and I consider it like a tuition for learning the ropes of selling covered calls. I effed up. I made a mistake. So, you know, I had to pay for it, and I'm glad I did. Google was the one that I didn't correct yesterday. It was up significantly today, and the leap or the covered call that I sold for it, it followed was up as well. So I bought back the covered call. It was for a $325 strike price. Uh, we didn't get there today, but I think we will between now and May 15th when the option expires. So, yeah, it cost me more than it should have, but I think the lesson is well learned, and I won't be repeating the same mistake. Um, I then turned around and sold a covered call on Alphabet again to minimize the loss. But this time the covered call was for $350 strike and expiring the same time. So I rolled up the covered call, minimized my loss, and called it a day. Um, didn't make any real stupendous trades today. I did make some. I sold some shares of CBIL, the Canadian Treasury ETF, so that I would have enough cash to buy back that covered call I sold for Google. That cost me 950 US dollars, which hurts. But I then turned around and sold a covered call in the same security for 250 US dollars. So essentially, it cost me 700 bucks to learn what not to do today. And that's a pretty cheap lesson considering that everything else was up today. I had no red spots on my screen, and Google alone added $1,500, almost $1,500 to my portfolio. So you can see here, Google was my big winner, followed by uh, XEQT and Intel. The leap for Intel that I have, the $22 call expiring in January 2027. It was a good day, and I'm thankful that it worked out. Um, in other news, there really is no other news other than on the personal front. I've learned that I may be likely autistic, mildly, with mild ADHD from a psychologist who I've been seeing for the past couple months, who's done a bunch of questionnaires and interviews, and I guess it makes sense. I'm an autist. uh, it puts things in perspective and makes things make a little more sense for me. But yeah, it was an interesting day. Anyways, hope you had a good one. This is short and sweet. It was an up day. My portfolio ended the day up $5,300, which was a gain of over 3%, versus the indexes, which were less than that, but all positive. And my portfolio finished the day at $176,676. So you could say it was a good one. Learning that I'm maybe AUDHD, autistic ADHD, on the spectrum is, I guess, icing on the cake. Um, Explains a lot, but doesn't change anything. I'm gonna be here tomorrow, and I'll update you then again. Hope you had a good one. Please let me know how it went for you. Take care, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow. Not financial advice. I'm sharing my personal journey.